Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
We're saying they have no sound, y'all. Y'all have sound now?
You're so good.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
God,
let's go red, let's go red.
So good. God, you're so good.
Can y'all hear me on Facebook now? All right. Good morning, good morning. Let's go red, Facebook, YouTube. Be live on YouTube.
You're so
Yo, happy new year, happy new year. Lord, you are so good. You are so good to me. Lord, would you be with us today? We thank you so much for your kindness and for your goodness and your faithfulness. And we thank you for a new year. We thank you for a new year. Good morning, y'all. Happy New Year. Hello to everybody. We got Facebook on. We're using a new platform on Facebook to where we're running live on Facebook on multiple channels, multiple stations. So we're trying to upgrade our technology a little bit. So you should be good on Facebook. And we are also live on YouTube. So if you follow me on YouTube, subscribe. We're live on our YouTube channels. Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year. We made it. We made it. We made it. God is so faithful. God is so good. God is so kind. I hope y'all had a good break. I did. I slept a lot. My wife is the best in the world. She just let me sleep. I slept a lot. And you know what? I was way more tired than I realized. When you're passionate about what you're doing, when you love what you do, and when you got so much to do, you kind of don't see it coming. But when I saw the amount of time that I could lay in the bed and sleep, I was like, whoa, I'm tired. I'm tired. Mental tiredness is a real thing. So some of us are mentally tired, but just because you can physically keep going, you do. And I'm not gonna lie, that's a dangerous position to put yourself in. And I know you can come up with, because some of y'all are really good at it, you can come up with 50 reasons why rest is just impossible, why you don't have any other options. And I'm just gonna tell you, when your body just stops on you, what you gonna say then? I'm just gonna shoot you real. I just feel like in my spirit, some of you crushed and pressed your way through Christmas. Now you're pressing your way through the new year, and you just don't see how you can give yourself rest or a pause or a break. And you just don't see how you can see yourself do it. I'm telling you, a hospital visit, you'll do it then. I don't see how you can afford not to do it. If you got to pay somebody, if you got to lose money, and some of y'all might not even like this. You might get upset with me if you got to put it on the credit card. If you got to go in debt, which sounds crazy, and it ain't the ideal scenario. But what I'm telling you is, some of you have become brilliant at making excuses for you to keep going and not resting, and your body keeps score. And I've been enough to funerals to know your body will make the final ultimate decision, not you. I've seen plenty of people that in their mind, they had the will to go on, but their body said, I am done. I am done. And I know y'all don't like the debt comment. But I'm talking about people, you want to die, you want to go in debt. And I get it. And I get that I get that that's worthy of discussion and worthy of debate. And if you can find other ways to do it, then other ways to do it. But some of you are like, I just can't afford it. I just can't afford it. I just don't think you can afford not to do it. I just don't think you can afford not to do it. I just don't think you can afford not to do it. And you know who you are. And I'm not, this ain't the theme for today. I got other stuff I want to talk about, but y'all just locked me. I just felt it right there. I just felt some of you just making great excuses for not being in a healthy place right now. And you're good at it. You're good at it. You're making great excuses. You're making great excuses. Making great excuses. And let's start off 2021 with no excuses. Let's start off with being honest about where we are and where God's calling us to be, so that way his spirit can help get us there. Happy New Year. Let's go.
Let's go. Everything's gonna be okay. Gonna get some good news today. Come on. Your choice, pain tips, hands on working all day. Everything's gonna be okay. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Everything's gonna be okay. And whosoever will believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Here's some good news today. Yo, turn my mic up.
Still hot fire. Let's go.
Get ready to catch this. Come to snatch your righteous mind, not your edges. God is the goal, and then there's the period. This thing is real. Woo-cha, we serious, intentional, the original. God is in control. Do it for your soul. Gotta let the whole world know. Ayo, ayo. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Gonna hear some good news today.
Yo, everything's gonna be okay. Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Comments though. Yo, be encouraged. Everything's gonna be okay. We're in a new year. I'm really excited about the new year. I'm really excited, but I just want to come out the gate. I'm excited, but I'm also sobered, and I really want you to be excited and also sobered. I hope you realize by now. It's been funny to listen to people talk. It's been funny to hear that. How people talk about the new year and the end of 2020. It's been interesting. Folks talk about 2020 ending as though some miraculous thing was supposed to happen at midnight. And on the new year, on the first day of the new year, that all of a sudden things were going to change. And it's been a sobering reality for you to now open up your eyes in 2021, and COVID is still here. As a matter of fact, in LA County, there's an article. We've got the highest cases in the country, which parenthetically could easily mean the highest cases in the world, right here where we live. So COVID is higher than ever before. I am speaking eulogies and condolences and praying for families that have lost people. And we believe in God in the name of Jesus that folks that are in the hospital will be delivered and will come home. So saying that to say we're in the thick of something that's real. That's very real. We've got prayer requests from nurses and folks in the medical field saying, pray for us. It's crazy in here. So if anybody on this stuff where this ain't real and they just making it up, I dare you to either find medical professionals that are working in hospitals. I can give you some names of hospitals, or just walk up in there. It's crazy right now. It's crazy right now. It's challenging, and people are losing their lives. Saying that to say, if you thought 2020 was going to end some of the realities of our world, then I'm sorry. let me give you a sobering reality check. If your husband was an idiot last week and it's the new year, honey, he probably still an idiot. I guess the point is, ain't nothing supernatural about a new day. But the one who holds the day is for sure has supernatural power, And I want to point you to that power. That's where I want to point you to. Okay. 2021 is it's y'all, I miss y'all. Y'all miss me, but y'all probably not gonna like me when I get done today. Let me start here. At the end of the day, y'all, you gotta get your math right. You gotta get the math right. You gotta get the math right. I still remember the day in first grade when I learned subtraction, when the idea of subtraction was introduced to me. I remember addition was first, then they introduced the idea of subtraction. And I remember my first grade teacher, Miss Burrell. We worked at a Christian school, and Miss Burrell, I think, smoked cigarettes. Those little things stick out to you as a child. I was like, we supposed to be a Christian school, and I could tell you smoke cigarettes because the way you smell like you smoke cigarettes, and your lips look like you smoke cigarettes, Miss Burrell. And we in school, this is a Christian school, Miss Burrell. I'm seeing a contradiction. Miss Burrell's a great lady. But y'all know how you remember look like little things like that when you was a little kid. That's one of the things I remember about Miss Burrell. But she would say, yo, you got to get your math right, because if you don't learn this, you won't be able to do the things in the future. And I would be like, yeah, whatever. Everybody says that. Yo, Miss Burrell was right. Because, multiplication came in there. And multiplication was just another dynamic where you had to know subtraction in addition to kind of navigate multiplication and memorizing those timetables. And I remember trying to memorize some timetables, and they saying, yo, you got to know these timetables. And I was like, we can't possibly have to know all of this. Then division showed up. I was that kid in class. And you get to the end of the problem and it's wrong, and you got to go back it up. And the kids that knew that division was boom, 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 just killing it. So I didn't learn them timetables strong enough. So division, I just slowed down. And then when algebra came, well, I got called to the ministry. I said, I'm out. Anything that has to do with strong math skills beyond division, I'm out. Once they put letters in the math, that was the ball game. That was it. That is too much. I'm already struggling with English. Now y'all putting A's and V's and X's up in here. No, it's too much for me to navigate. I can't navigate English and math. Y'all pick one. Letters should be with Miss Robinson's class. We do English there. Miss Barrett, we ain't got no business having letters up in this math class. Y'all have gone too far. I'm out. Peace. I'm out. Give me where the book. I went to Bible college. The book of Numbers was my math class. Let's study the book of Numbers. So that was it. That's as far as I got. That's why my kids, they already doing algebra and stuff like that. They already navigating fractions and algebraic. I just walk by. I'm traumatized. I walk by, see LaRosa helping them. I said, I can't even stay up in this room. My head hurting. I'm insecure. I'm struggling. My kids, but there was a fundamental principle that shapes. We remodeled our house. So y'all know this is our office. This is our garage. So we redid our garage, and It's amazing how this whole room is set up on math. The whole room is set up on math. Y'all, Miss Burrell was right. Miss Burrell was right. The whole room is set up on math. Because, yo, if you don't measure this floor right, you'll start putting down tile and start putting down wood and get to the end and have big old gaps that are just off. Your ceiling and your walls won't come up right. The whole house is centered on a big old math problem. And then they build off of the math. The walls are built off math. Your bedroom is built off the math. The floor is built. Your kitchen is built. It's math all over. You see contractors and they come in and carpenters and stuff. They are mathematicians, yo. They got it. Because if they don't get that math right, the whole house will be off. The whole house will be off. So you gotta get the math right. Because if you start and if you don't have the right fundamentals, you will be, all your stuff will be leaning and your house will be off kilter, and it'll really expose itself. Because you can get some contractors that can cheat, but it'll really expose itself when a storm comes, because a house that wasn't built on good math and with good construction will not be able to stand the storm. Now, y'all been around long enough. You ought to see me coming. If you don't, if you get it early, it won't have to take as long. So, I mean, you should see me coming. As we start this year, I know y'all want to do goals, and I know you want to accomplish a lot of things, and I know you want to set up all up, and some of you are already doing vision board parties and all that kind of stuff, and I ain't mad at none of that, but I need you to stop, hold on, and listen. As we start this year, you got to get your math right. You got to get your math right, because if you put a whole lot of stuff on the board, but you miss the fundamentals. And this house, we got rooms, we got kitchen, we got bathroom, we got a whole lot of room, a whole lot of stuff, and you can build a lot on good math. So I'm not limiting your ambition. I'm just trying to help focus your intention. Oh, come on. I said, I'm not limiting your ambition. I'm trying to help you focus your intention. You got to get your math right. Psalm 27. Psalm 27, 4. I think we'll sit here for a couple of days this week in Psalm 27 in the whole Psalm. Psalm 27, 4, David says, in the midst of persecution, in the midst of hard times, when folks are coming at him, he says, with enemies and all that, he says this: one thing have I desired from the Lord, have I asked of the Lord, and this only will I seek. This only will I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze on the beauty of the Lord and to seek him in his temple. The fundamental math that I need you to take in the 2021 is the number one. One thing. I need you to get your math right. You just need one thing. How many things? One thing. Everybody say one thing. Let me see it. Put it up in the comment. One thing. One thing. One thing. David says, out of all the stuff I got going on, out of all the persecution I got, all the things I'm navigating, there's one thing that I desire. One thing. And if you show up wanting 20 things, you're going to end up on the other side of this thing and going to be so disappointed. You're going to be so jacked up. You're not going to understand. You're not going to understand God. You thought I didn't understand algebra? You're not going to understand God if you don't fundamentally catch this theological, mathematical problem. The solution is one thing. You got to get your heart dialed down to one thing. Because it's our heart's desire. Our heart is an idol factory. Our heart will want to worship and follow all kinds of things. And you will try to put them all on the same menu and think that you're honoring all that. Some of you want money. Let's not lie. Let's be honest. Let's tell the truth. Let's tell the truth. You want money and power. You don't want God. You just want God because you think he's going to be your access to money and power. You got it flipped, and then you come and you try to use God in his nature to try to usher you in to your fleshly desires. You try to use God in his nature of goodness and kindness and favor and blessing, and you try to use that to usher yourself to your fleshly desires. Come on. You pray, Lord, give me a husband, because you're really lonely and isolated and you want sex. So you say, Lord, let me use your goodness so you can give me a husband so that I can be fleshly satisfied, only to find out that your husband can never, ever satisfy you and can't even come close to satisfying you like God has. So now you've manipulated the one thing that you really should have desired to get another thing that now can't satisfy you. Some of you say, God, I want more. I want you, but you really want money and power. So you're praying for a good job with money because you're thinking that. So you're trying to use God to get money and power, only to get money and power and to still see you still insecure. You got more money than all your friends in high school and you still insecure. They still better than you in your mind. You still ain't got confidence. You trying to wear your confidence. Y'all ever see people wear their confidence? Their confidence is all in their clothes. It's the thing that matters most. What's up, Isaac? Isaac's in the house, my son. So you don't get to manipulate God to get the thing that you want. You got to dial your heart down daily, sometimes hourly, sometimes minute by minute. I'm dialing my heart because my heart is a fat man. It's just craving all kinds of stuff. So I guess I got to remind my heart, one thing have I desired, one thing. I only want one thing. I only want one thing. I only want one thing. And this one thing shapes everything. So because you desire the one thing, it shapes everything. And it does not mean that you get now nothing. See, some of you, the enemy has set you up to believe that if I desire one thing, I ain't going to get nothing. Can I just tell you, he's a good father? Can I tell you, he's a good father? This ain't a setup to give you nothing. It's a setup to give you everything. But you think if you give up your ambition for business or for power or for money or for that, you think if you give all of that up, then you're going to end up with nothing. And I don't want the Lord to make me an example and do nothing. So that means you have poorly underestimated your God and you have no idea who he really is. He's a good father. He's not some abusive dad that wants to make some cynical point by exposing you and doing you wrong. That is not who your father is. A guy like that would never go on the cross and die so that you might have life. Come on. Come on. Come on. That's not our daddy. That's not our dad. That's not our father. That's not who Jesus is. He's way too good for that. And you need to know if he's telling you to give something up, it is good for your soul. It is good for you. It is good. It is good. It is good. It is good. You got to get your math right, or else your whole house is going to be built wrong. So as we start this year, I need you to snatch your righteous mind and get your heart down to one thing that I desire. Here it is. It's our theme. It's our focus. God is the goal, period. If I go through 2021 and don't get nothing else but God, I'm telling you, you got it all. Because 2021 is going to be like its first cousin 2020. And if you're looking for the world to get better, I'm sorry. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think the world is going to get better. But I'm telling you, we serve a God that's so good, he can't get no better. So So I'm not looking for hope in our society getting better this year. I honestly think it's going to get worse. I think we're going to see more division. I think it's going to be darker. So that's why it's a sobering perspective. I enter 2021 very sobered about the reality of the world, but very intoxicated by the grace of our God. I said, I'm very sobered about the realities of our world, but y'all, I'm drunk off I'm very intoxicated from the grace of our God and his goodness. Why? Because I'm working hard to keep my math right. And I'm desiring the one thing that has never failed. And that's God. And that's God. And that's God. I was talking to, I was in a clubhouse with Pastor Marvin Sapp, Bishop Marvin Sapp. And, you know, he lost his wife, who was his best friend, his manager. They worked together. She passed away young. This is several years ago. And someone else was complimenting him on how he was able to keep going and how ministry, Pastor Mark Bishop, he thrived in ministry, He just kind of, it appeared from a distance that he just kept going. And Bishop Marvin Sapp actually cut him off mid-sentence. He says, you want to know how I did it? I said, I'm going to tell you, you want to know how I did it? The reason why I was able to survive and keep my righteous mind is because I knew God was all I had. And sometimes you got to lose something to know that God is all you have. Because you think you got this other stuff. You think your house, your car, your money, even your rhythm of life, your control. You think that's all. You think you don't have that stuff. Too often that stuff has you. Bishop Sapp said, I realized God is all I have. And it's in that moment when I realized he's all I have that I discovered he was all I ever needed. So while my heart is broken, I'm still breathing because I was always breathing his air, not hers. And now she's in God's presence. Y'all see what I'm saying? You see the point that I'm making? Do your vision parties. Get some pictures of the house you want to build. The house in this metaphor is your life. Get some things that you want to have this room. You want to have these many things. You want to have this business. You want to have all that. It's okay to get a picture of the house that you want it to be and put that on the vision board. But if you don't have the math right, all of those other things will flow out of one thing that I've desired, and that will I seek after. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that he promises that you will have forever. Did y'all hear that? We about to go. It's a new year. I'm gonna keep my rule. We ain't gonna go longer. But this is the one thing that he promises you will always have. This is one thing he promises y'all always have. Y'all, let's just be praying. Be praying about this. Start doing your math. January 10th, we start fasting together. January 10th, we're going on 21 days of fast. I know you're saying, we going, who is we? You, if you're on here, God is calling you to fast and pray. Well, how you going to tell me what God called me? Because he called everybody to it. So January 10th, get ready. We're going to pray. We're going to fast for 21 days, asking God to get our heart dialed down to one thing. And we're going to ask God to show us, what does our house look like this year? What do you want to build out of this house? Ultimately, there's no way you do this unless you snatch your righteous mind. So this year, come on. Some of y'all like, wait a minute, hold on. Some of you ain't never fasted before. If you ain't never done it before, I'm really talking to you. Come on, get your flesh on the altar. Snatch your righteous mind this year. That's what we're going to do this year. We're going to snatch.
Come on and snatch your righteous mind.
That's what we're doing this year. That's the good news today. God bless y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow.